Thanks for joining us today. I'm Jane Wasson, Product Marketing Manager for Area 1 Security. Many organizations are concerned that fake emails are exposing them to the risk of data breaches, financial loss, and brand damage. Email security protections, such as email authentication and DMARC, try to solve the problem of fake emails by validating that an email sender is who they claim to be. But despite sender validation checks, imposter emails still bypass email security protections. Today's webinar will focus on fake email, the techniques hackers use to spoof email, the role email authentication plays to protect from hackers, and how to effectively shut down fake email phish. The headlines are full of bad news about data breaches and financial losses that start with phishing emails. For example, a recent phishing attack at MacEwan University in Canada involved a series of fraudulent emails that convinced staff to change electronic banking information for one of the institution's vendors. The fraud resulted in the transfer of $9.5 million into an account that the staff believed belonged to the vendor. In another case last year, Google and Facebook fell for a targeted phishing attack that collected $100 million over a 2-year period. This particular targeted phishing campaign involved forged email addresses, invoices, and corporate stamps to trick employees into believing that they were receiving payment requests from a supplier, when in reality, the payment requests were from a cyber attacker. The common thread here is fake email. A hacker sends phishing email that the victim believes to be from a trusted party, but in reality, the hacker sent it. The unfortunate truth is that email technology was not initially designed to be secure. Hackers use many techniques to send imposter email and trick end users. In response, email security technology has evolved over the years to add sender authentication features that protect recipients from fake email. While this helps, it's clear from these and other headlines that fake email continues to bypass email authentication defenses. So with advances such as email authentication, how is it that forged email still bypasses security infrastructure? And what can be done to better protect from phishing attacks that start with fake email? Hackers use several techniques to craft fake email phish. We often see display name spoofs. In this case, hackers can easily spoof the display name or from email field to make it appear that an email comes from an executive or other trusted party. We also often see domain spoofs. Hackers can also easily spoof a sender email domain to make it appear that a trusted organization or partner sent an email. And lastly, lookalike domains. In some cases, hackers establish a domain with a name similar to a trusted organization or trusted partner's domain to fool recipients into believing that an email comes from a trusted source. Although the industry is aware of these techniques to deceive recipients, traditional email security technologies still aren't effective at detecting fake email phish and preventing them from landing in end-user inboxes. To validate that an email sender is who they say they are, email security technologies usually rely on sender authentication techniques. So how does sender authentication work to detect phish? The diagram on this slide shows how email authentication works. With email authentication, when an email is received, the receiving email service checks the DNS record of the sending domain for SPF, DKIM, and DMARC policy information. This information helps the receiving email service validate that the sender is who they claim to be. The SPF record lists the IP address of email servers that are authorized to send email on the domain's behalf. To pass the SPF check, the incoming email must have been sent by an email server with an IP address listed in the sending domain's SPF record. For DKIM check, the receiving email server looks for a DKIM signature in the incoming email header and uses the sending domain's public DKIM key to verify that the email is authentic. Lastly, the sending domain's DMARC policy indicates what action the receiving email service should take if the DKIM and SPF checks fail, specifically whether the email should be rejected, quarantined, or delivered. For example, if an email is sent by a bank, the receiving email server checks the DNS record for the bank's domain. If SPF and DKIM checks pass, the email is delivered to the recipient inbox. If the checks fail, the DMARC policy is used to determine if the email should be rejected, quarantined, or delivered. For email authentication to work, it's important for domain owners to implement all 3 authentication standards for their domain. Implementing SPF or DKIM for a domain alone without DMARC is less effective. Without a DMARC policy, if an SPF or DKIM check of an incoming email message fails, it can indicate either that the email was sent by an imposter or that there's another problem. For example, if the sender's DNS records are misconfigured for SPF or DKIM, or if the records haven't been kept up to date, the checks may fail. In this case, the email may be valid even though the checks fail. If DMARC, SPF, and DKIM are implemented, the receiving server can more reliably determine if the sender is authentic and whether to accept or reject the email. Most email services and security technologies support email authentication standards, and security experts strongly recommend implementing DMARC. For sending domains, implementing DMARC is a best practice for organizations that want to protect their brand and ensure that emails sent from their domain are trusted by destination servers. It also protects destination email services from imposter emails pretending to be from your domain. So to summarize, if you implement DMARC for your domain, it can help protect other organizations from imposter emails that look like they're coming from your domain. However, does DMARC protect your organization from incoming fake email phish? Sometimes, but in most cases, sender authentication and DMARC checks alone won't protect you from incoming fake email, phishing attacks, and breaches. There's a number of ways fake email and phishing attacks get past email authentication and DMARC. For example, hackers can establish spoofed accounts with free email services such as Gmail or Yahoo, with a name similar to a trusted party. Because many free email service providers implement DMARC, SPF, and DKIM, these spoofed accounts will pass email authentication checks and can land in end-user inboxes and cause them harm. To illustrate this, the email screenshot on this slide is taken from an actual email sent to an Area 1 employee. The email looks important. The subject request is in caps. It looks pretty urgent and appears to be from our CEO, Oren Falkowitz. Looking at the header, we can see that the DKIM and DMARC authentication checks pass. So email services using email authentication alone will deliver this email. However, in this case, the email was detected by Area 1 anti-phishing service as suspicious, so it never reached the inbox of the target. The email is actually from an imposter who established an email account with Comcast.net. The email looks like it's from Oren, passes email authentication because DMARC is configured for the Comcast.net domain, but in reality, the email is from an imposter trying to breach Area 1. Another hacker trick is to create lookalike domains. With lookalike domains, hackers establish a domain with a name similar to a trusted organization's domain or a trusted partner's domain. So you can see here under the example lookalike domains, you can see my own email address, jane@area1security.com, versus a lookalike domain. Again, it still looks like jane@area1security.com, but on a closer look, you'll notice that the I in security is missing. So that would be a relatively simple example of a lookalike domain. Hackers often launch and shut down these domains quickly before reputation databases mark them as malicious. Another problem with email authentication and DMARC is that although the standards have been available for several years, adoption is limited. Industry leaders estimate that only 5% of domains and only 30% of email traffic have DMARC policies implemented. Therefore, for 70% of inbound email traffic, using DMARC to validate senders and detect fake email phish isn't possible, leaving a significant security gap if you're relying on email authentication exclusively to protect you from fake email. To close the security gap, technology is needed that does more than just email authentication. At Area 1, we believe that to protect from fake email and phishing attacks hitting your user inboxes, It's necessary to get visibility to hacker campaigns and infrastructure before a phishing attack launches. With early visibility to compromised or malicious websites and servers, fake email originating from hackers can be detected and blocked before it hits user inboxes and impacts organizations. Area 1 is a pioneer in hunting for phishing campaigns before they go live. We proactively hunt for new phishing infrastructure as it's set up, so we have early visibility into phishing sites and compromised servers before phishing campaigns are launched. Using high-speed web crawlers and network sensors, Area 1 gathers in-depth threat actor information and attack data across over 150 parameters. The technology collects, tracks, monitors, and parses live data from email, web, and network streams. This detailed real-time visibility reveals crucial information: who the actors are, plus how and when they deliver attacks, deriving the early accurate threat information that powers Area 1 Security's Horizon anti-phishing service. Area 1's anti-phishing service adds an additional layer of protection to legacy email security solutions. While legacy solutions detect and quarantine spam and known email threats, Area 1's preemptive approach detects and helps block targeted phishing attacks that legacy solutions miss. The service is easy to deploy. When added behind a legacy secure email gateway, the service detects phishing email and tags detections with an X header. The downstream mail server then takes policy action, whether to drop, quarantine, or deliver the email based on the X header value. The Area 1 anti-phishing service can also be deployed in front of cloud email services such as Office 365 and Google G Suite to protect from targeted phishing attacks that the cloud office security technologies frequently miss. At Area 1 Security, we believe in delivering cybersecurity that works. And if it doesn't work, you shouldn't have to pay for it. That's why we offer a new model of cybersecurity, the first and only performance-based protection in the industry. With a 99.997% phishing catch rate and 25+ day average time advantage to detect phishing infrastructure compared to competing solutions, we're confident we can deliver the most effective protection you can buy, or you don't pay anything. With pay per phish, you pay only if phish is detected. There's no upfront cost or time commitment. We also offer annual subscriptions, and you have the option to choose the pay per phish model and then convert to an annual subscription at any time. Area 1 is actively protecting many organizations from targeted phishing attacks. One such customer, a global consumer products company with 35,000 employees worldwide, has deployed best-of-breed email, web, and network defenses, but still experience routine occurrences of targeted phishing attacks penetrating their defenses. After deploying Area 1, the incidence of phishing emails evading detection was significantly reduced. Over a one-year period, Area 1 has detected and blocked over 2 million malicious emails the legacy email security protections missed. Thanks for joining today's webinar. Email authentication can be effective if you want to ensure that emails sent from your domain are trusted by destination servers. However, the urgent need to protect from inbound fake email and phishing attacks before they breach your organization can't be solved by email authentication alone. If you're concerned about phishing attacks evading your existing security defenses, Area 1 Security can help close the gap by adding a layer of defense that provides early visibility into phishing sites before they go live and prevents Phish from breaching user inboxes. The Area 1 Horizon anti-phishing service deploys easily with legacy security technologies and cloud office suites and detects and protects you effectively from fake email and phishing attacks that other defenses miss. For more information or a demo, please visit our website at area1security.com/demo. And thanks for listening, and have a great day.